I'm Katie.
And I'm Kay.
And you're listening to the Babes of Quinte podcast.
This episode is sponsored by Family Dental Center, locally owned with offices in Belleville, Frankfort, and Coburn.
The Family Dental Center has a friendly team that can help you with all your dental needs, including hygiene, cosmetic dentistry, dentures, Invisalign, veneers, sedation, and whitening.
Family Dental Center also has extended hours with appointments available before and after work and on Saturdays.
For more information, go to familydentalcenter.com or follow them on Instagram at FDCFamily.
Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Okay, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Just freaking lovely.
Just lovely.
Just lovely. I actually am pretty good right now. I'm sleepy. I'm still a little like spacey in life, but
No, I feel pretty good today.
yeah, I feel
I
like
think it's just because I ate a cupcake.
we did just eat cupcakes. It was really good. I feel like we've both been okay lately.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I think it's because so full disclosure, I ran out of my ADHD meds.
Classic mix up.
And I was like, oh, great. So then I was a couple of days without it. And now that I'm taking them again, I'm like, oh, right. I actually can function.
Yeah, I sometimes forget to take my antidepressant, and then I'm like, why do I feel like this? I'm like,
Oh,
right. That whole thing.
Mental health.
My mental health. No, but otherwise my mental health's doing okay.
Yeah, I feel pretty okay.
I think that's the best.
I mean, I think it's just because it's like, yeah, it's like gray and gross outside, but like it just doesn't feel like winter.
No, we did have sunshine on the weekend, though, which was very helpful.
That helped.
Except I am going through like migraine spells still, which isn't fun, fit, fab, but what you gonna do?
Fun, fit, fab. Are we sponsored by them now?
No, but sorry, I say that to my friends when we're talking about things. I'm like, that's so fun, fit, fab.
It's not. Yeah, it's like a subscription.
It's a subscription box. But how funny is it? It's so great. Like I went to the movies. So fun, fit, fab. Put in your vocab.
Cool.
You're welcome.
I have some really. So I just want to talk about this really cool thing that I found on the Instagram.
Okay.
So it's this like Instagram account called it's just ON Canada Project, and it's basically like news that millennials and Gen Z can kind of like relate to.
Okay.
And every week they post like 7 things that got us through this week. And it's like just news stories that are like, it's like just good news stories.
I like that.
So one of them, a Sikh mom wanted to make sure that her kids were safe while riding their bikes. So she designed a helmet that accommodates the turban, the top knot in the turban.
Oh, that's so smart.
So there's like she prototyped this helmet to fit it all.
I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, because they don't take it off, right? So it's like,
And
so to be able to keep safe, she designed this helmet. And then there's like other stuff, like the PS5, like the new PlayStation is going to have an accessibility controller for people who, can't hold a regular controller, and all the buttons will be customizable to like what is most comfortable for the person. And I'm just like, that is a cool way to get like
warm
people
and fuzzy
into gaming that wouldn't normally be into gaming because of, just whatever is going on in their life. But yeah, and it's just like, and then they talked about the Hamilton snowplow thing.
What's that?
So Hamilton...
Is it naming their snowplows?
Yeah, so they had a contest to name 3 of their snowplows. And they just got, I guess, name tagged. Like they put the names on the back of the snowplows. So it's Max Kerminator.
I don't know what that means.
Control Salt Delete.
That's funny.
And Plowy McPlowface. The other ones were, I can't even say that.
Okay.
Ice Kiwiwi? I don't get it. The Big Lebowski.
That's good.
Hamboni. Betty Whiteout.
Did that not win?
No. Mr. Plow and Plowosaurus.
And Plowosaurus didn't win?
No. It was the Max Kerminator, Plowy McPlowface, and Control Salt Delete.
Those are good ones.
But yeah, so it's just like every week they share 7 news stories.
It's similar, but a bit different to what we do with Good News and Quinte.
And then that got me thinking. I was like, maybe I should post 7 good news stories in like a carousel every week on In Quinte's feed.
Yeah.
And then just share it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so like now we're going to like start focusing on good news.
We could, I feel like we're brainstorming for our other job right now, and I like it. We could make Good News and that post be combined and launch it all on Saturday morning.
Perfect.
Look
at this. Big brains at work.
Big brains doing our other job, our day job.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, also, we do have this thing called Good News in Quinty.
Please subscribe.
It's called Good News in Quinty. It's goodnewsinquinty.ca, and every week, Katie puts together.
I'm really into e-blasts.
The top stories of the week,
and they're all good.
And they're all good news. They're all from in Quinty because that is ours.
The site we work for.
Why do they employ us?
I'm really unsure, and so. We talk about this in an upcoming episode that they're talking about putting us in the same office with like 2 desks, same room, because right now my office is in a hallway, which I love.
John does not love.
John does not love it. I think Ferg
Ferg won't admit it, but he doesn't love
like it. But he puts up with me there, and I just stare at his head, and I'm pretty messy, but I try my best. So I think we're getting moved. Actually, John brought it up again today when I was on the phone. He was like, have you talked to Kay more about moving? And I was like,
yeah, she has a Pinterest board with design and stuff already.
Maybe Jeanette and I will just come on Saturday and like switch it all around.
And just move it.
Like, would you be upset?
No.
Okay, we're doing it. Jeanette.
Do you need help? Because I'll come.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Okay.
I'll just bring Lincoln with me.
Perfect. In other news, bringing up Jeanette, she has a mullet.
Yeah.
She got a mullet today. Thank you, Tiff from Bay Barbers, for like.
Oh, she's so fantastic.
She's so great. She used to do my hair too, and I was like, Jeanette, just go in. So she had really long, like Jeanette she used to have really long curly hair for so long, and then we decided she needed to cut her trauma out of her hair. Like your hair holds your trauma.
It does.
Apparently. So, she got it cut after we moved and stuff, and it just wasn't flowing right. And then last night I was gonna give her a mullet, and I got deep dip. I meant to say I got deep into mullet TikTok, but not even cutting that out. You're all welcome. And now she has like a sick mullet, so she's living her queer dream. Like she's so hot. I was like, ugh. So
hot. Jeanette, you're hot.
Jeanette, she's like in love with you, by the way.
It's okay. I'm in love with her too.
She's always like, just tell Kay that for me. I'm like, okay. Okay, I get it. I guess to this week's episode.
Yes, I'm so.
It's Kyle.
So good. It's Kyle.
Kyle for mayor.
Kyle Woolven.
Welcome to Belleville. It's everything.
Sells houses.
Oh God, so good. He has such a. Like, he's dry. Like, I was nervous at first. Like, I listened back and I was like, oh, I sound nervous.
I was nervous, too, because I was like, I don't know him at all. I was really scared. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just going to be my chaotic self. And hopefully that kind of comes through.
I think it turned out quite well.
He is probably one of the funniest people I have ever met.
And it's so subtle. Like
and that's why I think he's a genius. Because it's like a subtle. I just really appreciate it.
I appreciated him. And by the end, I felt like we were kind of friends. But
unsure if he likes us.
But I like him.
I like him. So, I mean, you're stuck with us now, Kyle.
Yeah, we're now friends. Without further ado, please enjoy our chat, and we'll catch you at the end. Today, we have the pleasure of talking to the potential next mayor of Belleville. A man of many talents, he is a comedian, writer, actor, producer, director, and musician. He grew up in our beautiful Belleville and has made a name for himself in the friendly city. After high school, he attended Carleton University to study English. After many years of people telling him to be a stand-up comedian and him thinking it was a trash career, he decided he wanted to try a fun and exciting future. So he auditioned for the comedy program at Humber College. He ended up back in Belleville, pitched the idea of a comedy course to Loyalist College, and then took the course to Durham College. He started creating content, including Welcome to Belleville and Kyle for Mayor. And in 2022, he was the winner of the Toronto Sketch Comedy Competition for his video Buys Houses. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, please welcome Kyle.
Yay. Wow, what an intro.
Thanks. I read 3 whole articles about you and then watched a lot of you too.
Awesome. I still think it's a trash career, by the way. Comedy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I still
not convinced?
No, it's trash. And I even teach about comedy and I still think it's trash.
So you're really just like amping up your students?
Yeah.
You're like, don't do this.
They're miserable by the end of the course.
So you're not raw dogging happiness.
No.
That was our first question. Are you raw dogging happiness?
No. I guess, yeah, I think it's good to be happy.
Usually,
You
yes.
don't sound convinced.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the career... I'm getting too deep in this already. We just started.
No, it's okay. You can get deep.
No, I'm happy. I like happiness, and I'm happy doing what I'm doing. But it's a tough gig.
It's a hustle.
I don't constantly.
Yeah.
It's a constant hustle, constant trashing yourself, and not feeling good about who you are and what you're doing. But I love doing it still. So it's just in me. So I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
It's like my everyday.
So everyone does that. That
Constantly,
makes
just
me
like
feel
the
better.
self-deprecation is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get recognized in public?
Yes.
Yeah. How's that? Do you like that?
At first I was scared because as soon as the Belleville video came out, I realized, like, am I allowed to swear on this program? Yeah. Oh shit. I live here, and I just trashed my city, and now I don't know how everyone's gonna feel about me doing that because they live here too. And so I was very scared to go out into public. Luckily, it was right in the thick of COVID still, so
you could kind of hide.
I could hide, and I still kind of hide a little bit behind the mask. But I've learned that it's actually pretty great. It's really nice when people come up to me and tell me they like my videos. So it's actually pretty awesome. So it happens quite often, but I like it. Even
being from Belleville, though, you're trashing Belleville, but it's also in a funny way because it's all those things that make Belleville.
Yeah, this is my home. It's always been my home, and it will be my home for the rest of my goddamn life. But it's like a family member. It's like, I feel like I'm allowed to make fun of my home.
Yeah.
People have asked me, like, oh, you should do Tweed, or you should go and do Kingston or something, but it's not the same. I don't know anything about those cities. I didn't grow up there. I don't know the ins and outs of those cities. I know my home. So, and then I didn't realize that everyone shared all these same opinions of my home. I didn't realize when I made the video that all these people were going to identify with these things that I was saying about it. But
I think the one thing in your Quinny Mall video, when you're like, do you like walking in a circle? It's a circle. That's it. You can get all your steps in at that mall. It's my favorite part about that mall.
Well, that is like not a circle. It's like a square.
Yeah,
but you're doing a round. And when I go to other malls, I get overwhelmed because they have different sections that you can get lost in.
Yeah. So really, we figured it out.
Yeah. Like, we have it right, or the Quinny Mall has set me up for failure in bigger malls. I don't know.
No, we got it right.
Okay.
That's how you want your shopping experience to be. You want to just do a full circle and be done with it.
I feel like that, it's the perfect. Like, they figured it out. Yeah, like back home, we have...
She's from Timmins.
I'm from Timmins. So we have the Timmins Square.
I'm shocked there's a mall in Timmins.
It's called the Timmins Square, but it is a line. There's no square.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, that's not even right. Like, you didn't even brand it properly.
Because then you have to you pass by the stores, and then you have to pass by them again.
And it's like you park at one place, and you go all the way to the front, and then you have to go all the way back.
Yeah. Timmins has got it wrong. See, I was actually celebrating Quinny Mall.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
I was
pointing out all the great things about it.
Did they
Same
ever,
with my Belleville video, really. I was
so many great
promoting it.
Well, look how many people are here now. We just have a bigger population now on our side.
Yeah, we're the fourth most popular city.
I think
directly
your video,
because of me.
Yeah.
I take full credit.
I'm giving you full credit.
Also giving you full credit.
Yeah.
Did the Quinny Mall ever reach out to you after that?
No. I don't know.
That's unfortunate.
I don't know if
that's a missed opportunity for them.
I agree.
Like, completely. I just think that
your statue should be in that mall, but
and everywhere else.
Yeah, in Belleville.
Yeah. Beside the Belleville sign.
That'd be fun. Okay. So on the article I read about you, everyone when you were younger told you should go into comedy.
Yeah. So I was always the funny guy.
Wait, what high school did you go to?
St. Teresa's.
Okay.
I was always the funny guy, and for whatever reason, I took that as an insult. And when people would tell me I'm funny and you should go into comedy, I thought that was like their way of saying, like, you're just the funny guy, Kyle, and Especially if girls said it to me, it was always like, we're not interested in you. We're just think you're funny.
Yeah.
And so I always thought, for whatever reason, my low self-esteem took that as an insult, even though I loved being funny and I loved making people laugh. And I didn't know it was like a real viable career, which I still feel that way. But
we'll unpack that.
Yeah. But yeah, people would tell me I should be, and I didn't really put too much thought into it until I got close to the end of university, and I was realizing I don't want to just do the same thing every single day. It's not how I want to spend my life.
And you have an English degree.
Yeah.
How's that treating you?
An English degree is about as, what's the word? It's very comparative to a career in comedy. It means nothing. Yeah.
I almost went to school for history, so I feel you.
My brother has a degree in classics. Get you nowhere.
What the hell
awful.
is that?
It's everything not useful, like art history, English, philosophy. Put it all in one package, get a degree in it.
Why?
We aren't the smartest family, if you will. And we both just did our best and had fun.
What does he do now?
He's a firefighter.
So
Makes sense.
What's your degree in?
Geography.
What do you do now?
I work for radio.
Interesting.
Get the diploma, have your fun. You probably won't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
yeah. So although it helped me, going to university helped me with the next steps in my journey, I guess you could say. But I don't even like to read, so getting an English degree was...
You read a lot, didn't you?
I had to, yeah. I mean, I got by with skipping a lot of the stuff I was supposed to read,
but you're a writer.
I like writing.
So that
helped, although essay writing is not really my forte.
See, I love writing essays. Sign me up. I will write your essays.
If I ever have one, I will use you
Please
and hire you.
And then you went to Humber.
And that was the eye-opening aha moment.
What happened at the Humber comedy program?
You just do comedy all the time. So you had to audition to get into the program. I had never done any type of stand-up or anything. I had to do stand-up for the first time in my life in front of 2 people, which is way worse than doing it in front of a crowd of people, because you feel it when they don't laugh at something.
It's just so quiet.
Yeah, it's very quiet and it's awkward. And then you had to do improv and write sketch, which I didn't even know what I was writing. But after I went and auditioned, I realized, this is definitely far and away what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. And then, so it's a 2-year program. And even then, I didn't feel right away. I didn't feel like I fit in with people right away. I felt a little different, but I'm just a very shy, keep to myself person. So it took me a little while to come out of my shell. And then you just, so you do comedy every day. You do stand-up. You have a stand-up class, a sketch comedy class, improv class, writing, script writing. You learn about the history of comedy. So it was just
that's very
total
cool.
eye-opening experience. And then you're being taught by people who have been in the industry for a long time, people that have worked for SNL, people that are involved with Second City. And Yuck Yucks, you get to go and perform on the Yuck Yuck stage in Toronto once a week. Really cool. So all of that was just
I think one
amazing.
of my girlfriends took that class. She has a Netflix show now. She's kind of a big deal.
Who is this?
Mae Martin.
I don't know who that is.
She was in Toronto. We did this Sunday morning radio show, and they were all I think they were all Humber graduates, and we just randomly met them downtown Toronto one day. And they're like, hey, do you want to party? We're like, yeah, we want to party. And they're like, okay, but we have a radio show at 10 a.m. And we're like, okay, cool. And it was it ended up being Gilson
Lubin?
Yeah, him. May, and just a bunch of people in that kind of circle. And yeah, so every Sunday morning we ended up doing the Dave and Chuck show, and
that's really cool.
That is cool.
But yeah, they talked about that program a lot, and how it really gave them a really good base and fundamentals, and
yeah, it definitely does. I would be lost without the program. I would have never discovered comedy. I've never realized anything. Plus, I got a scholarship when I was there, so that really helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Humber.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Shout
Humber.
out. And
I actually went back this year. I actually taught there.
really?
Stop it, really?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So you've taught. You came back to Belleville. Did you do comedy in Toronto?
I was doing comedy in Toronto for a while. My wife, who's my high school sweetheart.
Shut up.
God, that's so cute.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah,
Absolutely. We love a supportive wife.
We love a supportive wife and a meet cute. So yours is like you. Tell us more. What happened? St. Teresa's, clearly.
Yeah. She was dating my best friend.
Oh, spicy. I love this.
And I just swooped in there and took control of the situation. Yeah, they were dating on and off in high school, young love, and they would fight all the time. And I was actually the cause of a lot of their fights. I would actually purposely say things to make them fight. Not with any, that was the only reason.
You were
I just
like, that's
to
gonna
disturb.
be funny.
Yeah.
And
it was funny when she would get mad at him because of the things I would say. I had no motive there other than to just
cause it just.
Well, I mean, that's what you do when you're a teenager. You're just an asshole.
Yeah, I was a big time asshole.
Same.
And they eventually broke up, and then we were already best friends, kind of.
Yeah.
And I would always make each other laugh. And then we just started secretly dating because it was only a couple months after they broke up.
That's too soon.
But in high school,
how old were
that's
you?
a long time.
What grade was that?
So this was grade 12 by this point. Summer of grade, going into grade 12.
Okay.
So we secretly dated for a couple months. And then I finally broke the news to my best friend.
How did he take it?
He was like, "Are you crazy? Why would you want to do that? Didn't you just see what I went through with her for a couple of years?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I got this."
Yeah, this is my person.
Be there.
Yeah,
causing the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And we've been together ever since.
That's really cute. What's her name?
Her name. I don't know if I want to say her name.
Okay, no, that's totally fine.
Yeah, it's better not to.
That's totally fine.
Keep it secret.
Yeah, because if I ever say anything to actually get myself in a lot of trouble and making fun of Belleville, this could harm her.
Okay. That's totally fair.
Yeah, it's better just to
we can
keep
cut
her
that whole part out.
We'll cut it out.
No,
yeah, you can say that at any part and I'll cut it out.
It doesn't matter to me. That's fine. Anyways, and then so high school sweetheart, it's not easy to grow up together. We went off to separate universities. I actually went to York University my first year.
Oh.
And I was miserable and depressed.
I went to York and I was also miserable and depressed and dropped out. Well, I dropped out.
I didn't drop out. I came close.
Yeah.
And then I actually transferred to Carleton where she was. Actually, she's responsible for getting me into Carleton because she took the time to make sure all my credits could get transferred from York. She actually contacted all the professors and people. And so then we were together there. Then I went to Humber. She went to Teachers College at North Bay.
Oh, wow.
So we were separated again for a couple of years. And then I continued to do comedy in Toronto for a little bit after that. But she got a job right away in Belleville teaching. Mm-hmm. And so eventually I got to a point where I had to sort of decide what's most important in life. Do I want to do the Toronto thing and do comedy that way, which is a very selfish career path? Or do I want to have a sort of a normal life and normal family and all that kind of stuff? And so I chose that life, and I didn't want to take her away from her career as a teacher because that was her passion.
The warm and fuzzies. Yeah. That's a really nice story.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
Does she film your content for you?
She does. She doesn't have a choice.
I mean, when you get married, that's kind of that's what you sign up for.
Yeah. It is. I make her do things. She doesn't like attention. Okay. She doesn't like eyes on her. So when I have to go out into public and do weird things, like walk around with my shirt off, she hates that. But
and she's there.
She's there. And
she shows up. That's important.
She does. She is my biggest supporter. And that's really cute. A really important thing to have.
Snaps for the wife.
Yeah, snaps for the wife.
Yeah. She's the best.
Do your kids think you're funny?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Because I feel like sometimes children are your harshest critic.
They can be that too. Yeah. Actually, my wife's my harshest critic. If I present her something, she usually doesn't laugh at it, and she usually tells me, no, you shouldn't do that. And then that's how I know it's probably a good idea. I should stick with this one because
what a good yin and yang you guys have going.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
Can we be your friends?
Sure.
We'll never say her name, but I do want to be your guys' friend. So.
She likes having friends.
I don't people, so like
you both remind me of Jeanette. I can't. In this, like Kay and I, like I'm the extrovert and she's the introvert.
Yeah,
right.
No, I'm like a homebody.
So you're the yin and yang.
Yeah,
basically that's why this works.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, let's go do things and put ourselves out there, and she's like,
gross.
No.
Yeah.
And like she takes me to things, and I'm just kind of like, how do I not be here?
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to be there and be very loud. I was like the loud kid, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's how I dealt with my awkwardness.
Yeah. See, she's like that. She likes people. She likes being out. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I like to stay in unless I have comedy to do. Then I will do anything out in public. And I don't care how much it embarrasses myself or anything. But she hates that. She doesn't like the attention. So I love attention. Don't like social situations.
Yeah.
She doesn't like attention, loves social situations.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
When you finished at Humber, and what comedy were you doing at that point? Like, were you more into stand-up, writing?
Not really. I was doing a little bit of stand-up, but I liked sketch comedy. I had a sketch troupe in Toronto, and we were just starting to like get the wheels going. And it was a six-member troupe, which is hard to manage. And then I moved back to Belleville and was still traveling regularly. Just like I would travel 2 hours just to do 15 minutes of stage time for sketch comedy. And I didn't mind, but over time it got more difficult. I also had an agent, so I would go and travel to go and audition to stuff. And eventually it just was all falling apart. It became pretty miserable, and the sketch shoot was falling apart. I was really the only, out of 6 people, I was the only one who was fully committed in doing it, and I was never landing any auditions. And just eventually it all crashed on me, and I got to a very low point where I had to really figure things out. How am I going to actually... comedy itself is already a really difficult career to make it when you're doing all the right things, like going out at 100% in Toronto and going out every single night and performing and all that stuff. Going to Belleville where there's no comedy scene, it's basically like you're committing career suicide. There's no way of making it happen. And so eventually I just told myself, I'm going to somehow figure out a way of making a career out of it by staying here and staying in Belleville. And I'm not going to let Belleville hold me back from making a career out of it. So,
snaps.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a really good way to look at it.
Props to myself.
Yeah.
Took a long time, though.
It's a journey, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when did you pitch the course to Loyalists?
Probably like 6 years ago now. So I was lucky. I had connections already at Loyalist, and I knew they were looking for teachers. And I realized doing comedy that like nobody knew what I would do actually for a living, and pursuing and all these things. No one had any clue what I was actually doing. Like even like my immediate family had no clue what I was actually doing with most of my time. And I thought, this is actually not a good thing that people don't know this. And I think it's part of the reason why comedy in Canada isn't exactly excelling. People don't actually know what comedians do for a living. And so when you get into comedy, you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know how to go and achieve the next step because there's no guideline for you. You have no clue how to thrive. You only know that there's famous comedians out there who have done it, but you don't know how to match their success. Yeah. You only figure it out along the way. And so I thought, I want to teach this to just the regular people about what a comedian does and how they get from point A to point B and how they use comedy in different situations. So I just pitched this idea and they liked it. And so I created the course and taught it, and it seemed to be going well. until it just got cut for some reason.
Oh,
Jesus.
And so,
good.
yeah, I have a lot of things I could say. I shouldn't
We don't.
say.
I can cut it.
Yeah, cut that. But I pitched it to Durham, and they were all on board, and they loved it, and I sort of redeveloped it and revamped it, and I've been doing it there for 5 years, and they're a very supportive school. You can keep that in there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Durham is great, and
Is it just one course?
it's just one course at Gen Ed.
Nice.
It's an elective that people can take, but it seems to be pretty popular now, and I teach it twice at that 2 campuses with Durham. And then from that, I actually got back into Humber recently, which is kind of surreal because I went there and now was teaching at the program that I
That's
really cool.
Full circle.
Yeah, it is full circle. And even sort of when I was a student there, I sort of dreamed about teaching there one day. And then
I kind of feel like you're living the best of it because you get to now teach what you like doing.
Yeah, I'll talk about comedy on an endless amount. I'm not necessarily a student of comedy. Like I don't watch a lot of comedy. I don't really actually enjoy watching stand-up comedy or even funny shows. I don't necessarily enjoy.
What did you watch growing up? Did anything?
I loved The Office, and I loved the UK version and the US version.
Never watched the UK version.
And I loved the rest of the show. Arrested Development was my like introduction to this is mind blowing to me.
So good.
And so those were sort of what I was gearing towards. I just hit the microphone. If anyone is wondering why I just said whoops, edit that out.
Okay.
No, don't edit it.
That's what I'm going to call this episode.
Edit that out.
Just keep me saying edit that out.
Okay.
Just keep those in.
Perfect.
Constantly. Anyways, what was I supposed to be getting at towards
The Office, Arrested Development.
Those are my inspirations.
Yeah.
Those were like, I think I want to do that.
Yeah.
But I had no idea how you actually go. I just knew I liked writing and wanted to one day write for a show like that, but I had no clue. And so, getting to teaching, I thought like, well, how do I get people to start having a clue about this stuff? And so I started teaching a whole career path of what a comedian goes through to become successful, because it's all, you have to build your career out of nothing. And there is sort of a standard path that every comedian follows. It's just no one knows what it is. And the biggest problem, I think, in Canada, especially, this is the analogy, well, not an analogy, but this is what I used to show every start of every single class with every group of, 40 students that I teach at each semester. The very first class, I asked them to name 10 Canadian comedians. So right away they'll throw out, Jim Carrey and Mike Myers, and I say, no, that doesn't count. It has to be 10 Canadian comedians who are working in Canada and are making a living as a comedian in Canada, and they can't name any.
I don't think I couldn't.
I can name like 3.
Who?
Well, I think May lives in the UK right now.
Doesn't count.
That has to count.
Debatable. Okay.
It counts.
If she has a Netflix special, she did not get that in Canada.
She just got renewed for season 2 or 3, I think.
So that's probably not in Canada. It was probably in the UK that she got that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't. That's actually a good...
So that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a very big issue, because there's like thousands of comedians who are making a living out of it in Canada. Well, I shouldn't say. There's probably hundreds making a living out of it, but there's thousands pursuing it. And we should know more about Canadian comedians, and it's a big issue that we don't.
So how do
a lot of it is they're going to the States, but a lot of it is we're so just the States takes over our media, and that's all we know, and we don't give enough attention. And there's a lot of reasons why we don't know much about Canadian comedians, and we should. And so that's why I decided to teach that course. So I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in Canada who's teaching something like this.
It's kind of eye-opening. I've never thought about that, because most of the Canadian comedian names are because they were on SNL or they've made it to a Netflix special or something that's not.
And most comedians, when they go to the States, they don't come back.
No, we lose them.
Because there's nothing to come back to. And even successful ones have a really hard time actually making something here. Even Eugene Levy didn't have an easy time getting Schitt's Creek picked up in Canada. He actually had to make it himself first, then
pitch it. Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I wish it was easier.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I think the comedians I could name are all like drag queens.
Yeah, I'm like, do drag queens count? Do we count them? Sure.
They do.
And then how did you and when did you start creating your wonderful YouTube videos?
Well, so actually teaching about comedy, one of the things I would teach to people was the way to find your success in comedy is to just do it yourself. So I would talk about how, like, if you have an idea for a show and the traditional path is you go and you pitch it to a network and try and get picked up. Well, after years of doing that, I realized this is never going to happen. It doesn't matter how funny I am. And I kept getting the same responses from networks, production companies, the same thing all the time. We really like your script. This is a really funny idea, but that was the same. And that's as a creative person, it's way more frustrating to hear that than I would rather hear we didn't like it because of these reasons, because then I can go back and I can fix it and improve. But when someone tells you you're really funny, we like it, but we don't know where to bring this, or we just don't have a way of doing it, now I'm stuck. I have no way of. So I kept getting this over and over again. And so that's really hard on your psyche. Is it me or is it the industry? Well, I realized it's the industry. It doesn't matter how funny I am, how many great ideas I bring to the table. It will never get picked up because I'm not a household name. I don't bring an audience with me already. So that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a sure thing. So anything that's going to get picked up in Canadian television has to be a sure thing for a network to pick it up. They want something that we know people are going to watch already. So either you have to bring an audience with you, or they're looking for something that hits this niche market that they think ahead of time, we already know people are guaranteed to watch this no matter what. So I didn't have clout. I didn't have anything. All I had was funny scripts that I was presenting to people, but that's not good enough. That's not what networks are looking for. So I realized people who have become successful are people that are just doing it on their own and become successful first, getting an audience first. So people like Letterkenny, who are hugely successful, they did that. They made their stuff themselves first and then grew their audience. Then, now networks come to them thinking, yeah, that looks successful. Let's get attached to that product. So I wasn't doing this, even though I was teaching about it and telling people this is how you become successful, but I wasn't actually doing that. And I always used Belleville as my crutch while I'm alone. I'm a comedian who's all alone in Belleville. I can't make the things I want to make because that's just me. And I don't have help or anything, so I'll never be able to do that. And then eventually I just thought, no, I need to start. I got to change my mindset from I can't make the things I want to make into I need to make what I'm capable of making by myself. So focus on just being funny with what I have to work with. And so I just started
Which was Belleville.
Which was Belleville. But even at the beginning, I spent a year first just making anything that came to mind and making whatever I thought I could make. And then Belleville was the one that took off. And Welcome to Belleville was created out of jokes that I would use when I would pitch a script to companies. I was a stranger trying to contact people who knew nothing about me. So I was using Belleville as a joke already, as like, I'm a guy, here I am, a comedian from Belleville, a city famous for, its opioid overdoses. It just became a joke. And then over time, I just kept thinking of more and more jokes about the city that I knew. And then I started thinking I should just write a video about Belleville. And when I wrote that, the audience in mind wasn't Belleville. My audience in mind was outside of Belleville, and I was trying to bring people into my city. It just turned out when I released it that Belleville became the audience. That's why it took off, is because so many people in Belleville identified with it, and then that was what allowed it to blow up.
It's just really the core advice here is just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, you have to. And that goes in any creative field. If you really any field, if you want to achieve and pursue anything, do it yourself and you will have more success that way.
I think too, yeah, as a creative, not that we're doing nearly what you have done, but like even with this podcast, people are like, well, are you sure? What's it going to be? And we're like, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm sure this was just your idea to do it and you just went ahead and did it.
Yeah, we were like, you know what? We work in a radio station with microphones. We could talk into those.
It's like sometimes we're kind of funny. Like, I feel like
it happens.
You know, we'll figure it out.
And if you keep doing it, it will grow.
Yeah.
Well, it has. Like we're like building this little community that's been like so incredibly supportive of us, and you know, having people like you and like all these like people that want like agree to be on our podcast.
Yeah.
And
now that you've had me on here, your audience will grow by like 5 or 10 people.
You want to know what?
I think so.
I'm posting this on Belleville Neighbors.
Okay. How do you feel about Belleville Neighbors? I feel like that's a big question.
Belleville Neighbors, I have nothing but gratitude for because it's helped me tremendously. Like I'm very lucky to have it because it's now like an instant source where I can just put something out there and so many people
just love it. They really love you.
Yeah.
People love me everywhere. It's crazy.
It's fine.
Well, last night I will say like a firework went off at 10:30 and I was like, oh, Belleville Neighbors gonna be going off right now. That was my first like thing I thought about.
Yeah, Belleville Neighbors is great. I don't really pay much attention to it outside of, I'm a very selfish person when it comes to social media. I only care about myself.
I think that's good.
I only use it to put my own things on there and then I don't really pay attention to what happening in other people's lives. Mm-hmm. So I don't really pay attention to like what people are complaining about on Belleville Neighbors. I know it's a lot of like
Costco,
a lot of fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, my friend sent me a picture saying, and it was a woman, and it said, "It sounds like a woman is screaming in the Cool 100 right now." And I just sent it to her. She was super high, and I was like, "What should we do about this?"
Was it one of you screaming?
No. And it turns out that like the song that was on, they used like the YouTube version of it, which has a woman screaming in it. And I was like, either someone is dead or someone is having sex, and they pressed like the wrong button on the board.
Yeah.
So thank you, Belleville Neighbors.
So Cool 100 took a YouTube.
No,
they sent us like the
it was like the country countdown, and whoever had put together the countdown out west or whatever, they picked up the YouTube song, and I don't know why.
Yeah, and so it was great. It sounded like someone was dying in Cool 100 that
and
day.
that landed up on Belleville Neighbors.
Yeah, they were like, should someone call the police? And I was like, just eating chicken fingers, like loving the content.
And I'm sitting here freaking out, like straight up. I'm like, there's going to be a dead person above my office.
So I texted our boss. I was like, not to alarm you, but someone might be dead. So he dealt with it. It was great.
I don't want to deal with this. It's too late.
Yeah. Can we talk about Kyle for mayor?
Sure.
How was it losing that election?
It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But also lesson learned. Like, heartbreaking, but also I realized like it's kind of my fault because I didn't actually register to run for mayor.
That may be your first.
And I think that's why I lost.
Yeah.
The candidacy.
Did anyone write your name in? Can you do that?
I think I would love to know. Can we get viewers? Comment if you voted for mine.
Yeah,
name.
if you wrote in Kyle.
Yeah.
I have a t-shirt.
Send cool.
You want a t-shirt? I'm so jealous.
Emily bought it for me for my birthday.
Are there going to be more t-shirts?
They're available.
I'm going to buy one today.
You got it.
Doing it.
I'll even deliver it myself.
Whoa. That's like gold.
There's also lawn signs.
There are also yard signs.
What made you do that? I loved it.
I don't remember what was it was again. So after Belleville, because even though, like I said, Belleville wasn't my target audience, wasn't Belleville, it became very clear right after I started doing that the videos that were doing well were Belleville related content. It became quick. My audience became Belleville very quickly. I realized that. So I was struggling with, do I keep doing content, try and grow my audience outside of Belleville, or keep feeding the audience? And that seemed to be a better way of doing it. And so Kyle for mayor, it was more just a way to have more jokes about Belleville. I don't actually remember how I came up with the concept of I'm running.
Is that the one that has Bill Glisky in it?
Has Bill what?
Bill Glisky? Or is that the Welcome to Belleville? I can't remember. Either way, that was a big hit here.
Don't actually remember myself. Yes. Yes, the promotional video. The actual Welcome to Belleville promotional
he's
video.
like, there's
in that
nothing
video.
in Belleville.
Belleville
it was
doesn't
like
have
a really
single thing to do.
That's the one. And I was like, Bill, I'm like, have you seen this? He's like, what is this? It's like, please.
I think it hits home so much because for years when I was at Queens, 45 minutes away, and I would tell people I'm from Belleville. They'd be like, from Toronto. They're like, where's Belleville? I'm like, you literally drove past it. We have a strip club. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. So I would get offended. I'd be like, Belleville's great. Terrifying, but it's great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but then you realize there's a reason why there's nothing here for them to know anyway. So there's no reason why anyone would know anything about Belleville.
But I lived in Peterborough for a bit, and I can say Belleville's a step up.
Really?
Which is
actually,
crazy.
I might agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Peterborough except for...
Oh, that's spicy.
Screw her.
Yeah.
Edit that out.
No, keep that in.
Keep that in.
No, we can cut that part out.
Edit it out and then put it back in after.
In a different section.
Yeah.
Completely out of context.
A different episode even.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Can I ask you about buy houses and the sketch?
You can ask me about anything. Actually, no, don't ask me about that. I don't want to talk about that competition that I won.
You'd never know.
Easily.
Do you have a trophy from it?
No.
Oh. Should we make you one?
Yes.
Okay, deal.
Did I vote for you on every single one of our station accounts?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. One, buy houses. Great. So relevant. Who's Stephanie?
Who is Stephanie?
Did she ever reach out to you?
No.
She's not. She can't be real.
I don't think she's a real person.
No, I don't think she's a real person either. I was just curious because, like, it would be funny. I
constantly feel like I should sell my house to the people on the yellow signs.
I want to just call them one day just to see what. Have you called them?
No, I was one of my ideas of making the video. Should I actually call them and see what happens? But it didn't make the cut.
Oh.
I don't think Stephanie exists. Megan does exist. I actually researched.
Is she on a yellow? Oh no, she was the other sign.
She was the other sign. Megan or Megan?
Megan.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know.
We don't know which one it is.
Okay.
And the handwriting letter guy. I haven't gotten a message from him in a while.
Oh, I do love that guy. It feels really.
There's a lot of those too. Yeah, that was cool winning that competition. Lots of support. Belleville neighbors again supported me, helped me get to the next round, and then the judges decided it was my video that should win.
That's really cool.
I don't know what else to say.
It was really good.
Motivation for that, I guess it was pretty obvious that the housing market was crazy.
I think stupid.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
And these signs everywhere.
There's so many.
They started putting them at the school, like near my place. There's
like the yellow one
on on College Street. There's like the Holy Rosary School, and I live like across the street from that, and I would see the signs in the school, and I would stop and pick them out.
Yeah,
I'm like, you don't put them in schools.
They're actually illegal.
Yeah, and I was like, you can't put those.
You're not allowed to. Only you have to have permission to put signs up, and so like the only signs that are, I don't know the whole legal background of it, but like when there's a mayoral campaign, that's legally allowed to be there, and you're not legally not allowed to remove those.
That I think I knew.
But other signs, you have to have permission. You can't just put signs up wherever you want.
Yeah, you have to.
Like even yard sales, you have to have permission to put signs up.
Like those magnetic boards, with the neon stuff, you can only put them on your business's property.
Yeah.
Okay, lots of signs.
Which was really detrimental for industrial park.
With that in mind, though, if anyone sees a Kyle for Mayor sign up, you're not allowed to.
You can't take it down.
No, that falls under the municipal
Even
election stuff.
Sure, it does.
Register, it falls.
Yeah,
it still counts.
Laws.
I also noticed that there was a sign when I was driving one day that was not a Kyle for Mayor sign. It was a Leslie Knope. And
I hope someone wrote her into like.
But no, it was like a legitimate Leslie Knope campaign sign during the election. And it was like, I need to be your friend. Awesome. I don't know who you are, but I just
love signs in general. It was something I already loved before making that video. Like I love just seeing signs anywhere I go and taking notice of just interesting signs that I see. And my wife gets mad at me when I drive now because I'm not really paying attention to the road that much because I'm just constantly looking around for ideas.
I do like I think it was the Buy Houses video that had the Jesus billboard in it, because those are my favorite.
They're so aggressive.
It's yelling at me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're driving and like you're just in the Starbucks drive-thru, you're sitting there and it's like Jesus saves lives, and there's like I'm like,
don't forget it.
I'm like, oh God, I don't think that's how Jesus wants.
I always feel like it's yelling at me too because I'm gay. I'm like, oh, it's angry. This is against me and my people, and I don't know what to do. So I just
Jesus loves you, but not you.
Yeah, that's what. We should make that. No, I'm
It would be funny.
It would be. Maybe we'll get shirts.
I have some religious trauma, so.
The signs I love right now.
Yeah, what's your favorite one?
I love Loyalist College's signs that they've got going up, because they've really butchered that. The
campaign.
It boggles my mind that a group of people sat in a room together and agreed, I like this direction that we're going with. Why choose small?
Yeah.
That doesn't promote why you should choose small. It just says choose small. That almost...
Don't tell me what to do.
Why should I choose small? And then don't go big. Why not?
I love going big.
Yeah. And then
go to Loyalist.
You can go big and go small at the same time.
Can do it all.
Yeah.
Don't
it almost
hold
sounds
yourself
like
back.
Don't go and be successful. Come to our school.
You know what's embarrassing is I took advertising at Loyalist.
But now you're going big.
But like that's the thing though, is I'm just kind of like, there's so many. I have so many questions.
A lot of hand gestures.
I think
I know.
They can't.
They could use a hand, Loyalist.
Do you think you should just do a whole thing where people send you signs and you critique them? Because I would love to watch that.
Absolutely.
Please do that.
Sure. I used to see a sign coming home from Toronto in Belleville. Once you entered the city, there was a sign that just said fresh shave. Call this number for getting your face shaved. Fresh shave. Call this number. And another one I saw once was just call this number. There was no reason.
No contact.
No contact. Just call this number.
What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Did you call it?
No, I didn't.
I'm going to forever just send you signs now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is going to be a new thing.
Your DMs are just going to be me sending you signs.
Okay, I don't like being DM'd for anything.
So never DM you.
Okay, well,
email? What's your...
I don't like people sending me anything.
Okay, so never send him anything.
People send me videos. I hate that. If it's funny, I don't care. I don't want to watch.
He only wants to watch his own videos.
Yeah. No, I don't even like watching my own stuff. I don't want to watch anything.
What do? You just stare at the wall?
Yeah, I just...
Because you don't like reading.
Don't like reading. Don't like watching content. Unless I found it myself. I don't want other people to show me content that they... Basically, if anyone likes something, you can guarantee I won't like it. That's how my brain operates.
I'm so nervous. I feel like he's going to like this podcast and then no one's going to like it. Or he's going to hate it. Hopefully, maybe hate it. I don't know.
If I hate it, this probably means other people will like it.
Perfect.
So that's a good ththing.
What is your favorite part of Belleville or Quinte?
Favorite part? That's a much harder question to answer than what's my least favorite.
Okay, we can do that one.
I don't have an answer for either. My favorite part about Bay of Quinte. I've never really thought about it. Never really thought about what I like about this.
I think it is funny when you grow up here compared to people coming now. Like, they're like, it's so great, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I couldn't get anywhere as a child. Like, I had to bus around. I would just get drunk and go to Denny's when I was like 16. You didn't live that life.
Yeah, I don't understand.
No, I got drunk and went to a field.
What are they? Yeah. What are other people are saying? It's great when they come here.
The county. A lot of people like the county.
See, that's not Belleville. So
or
you have to
like they like
outside.
Chilangos, like the restaurant they like.
Food. We like food.
Mostly I'm gonna say it's the county.
Yeah.
So maybe
You know what I love about Belleville is that city that's beside it.
The county.
Yeah, I love going outside of. You know what I love about Belleville is traveling just outside of it.
Leaving and then coming back.
I love going over that bridge and never coming back. I do also love that our slogan is the friendly city.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some people, yes, but also like no. There's a gas station up there on Bell Boulevard at like Walbridge, Loyalist, and Bell, and it was run by just like this really nice like Indian lady and like a couple employees. They literally had to leave because they were getting harassed so badly by people, and I'm like, friendly my ass. Like, I'm sorry, have you seen? There's a reason why Facebook comments are turned off on Inquinty.
It's evil.
Because people are assholes.
How are your comments on your videos?
Surprisingly good.
That's good.
Have you gotten any hate mail?
Can we talk
Can I
about it?
address this?
Yes.
I've only pretty much had one very negative comment before. I'd rather not say who. People might even know who it
Don't
is.
say, what was the comment about? This
Oh, it was.
evil?
Oh, was it?
It was horrible.
We can edit it out. Oh, we're gonna get the phone.
Do I still have it?
I hope so.
Hey, Kay, did you know that 22% of people have dental anxiety?
I didn't know that, but that's not surprising since we both have dental anxiety. But do you know what helped me?
What?
Having Dr. Yasmin, the owner of Family Dental Center, on the podcast. She made me feel ready to go to the dentist again.
The Family Dental Center will help you with all your dental needs, including overcoming your dental anxiety, which may be holding you back from going to get your teeth checked.
They have locations in Belleville, Frankfurt, and Coburg with a welcoming team to make you feel comfortable throughout your entire dental experience. FDC also has flexible hours to work around your schedule, plus they're taking new patients.
Book your appointment online today at familydentalcenter.com or give your desired location a call. Follow the amazing FDC team on Instagram at FDC Family.
This was right after the Belleville video. This was the harshest thing I got from a very public figure in the city. Just didn't know who she was. This is a Facebook message that she sent me. Had anyone told you lately that you're a total dick? That's capitalized, dick. Don't like Belleville, then move along. I've started a campaign to have your YouTube video removed and you blocked from the platform.
Stop it.
Enjoy, asshole.
Oh my God.
I feel like she needs to take your comedy course to understand the comedic
That's
genius.
really aggressive.
It was really aggressive, yeah. So
Like,
when I found out that like this person actually has like a very important role within the city, I was kind of surprised, and so I took a screenshot to make sure I have that if I ever need to use it publicly. I've got it.
Capital D dick.
No, not capital D. Capital D-I-C-K.
Wow,
exclamation mark.
That's
All capital.
All caps.
She's
Jay,
yelling it.
that's what I'm calling this episode.
Dick.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, cool. Glad
Yeah.
do you have anything coming up? Like, do you do stand up in Belleville? Probably not. I don't know.
Not.
He did once, and he was sponsored by the other guys down the road.
Oh.
Rude.
Okay, listen. I'm sorry for doing that.
I'm just teasing.
I know, and I'm teasing back. I had to look for help, and I just put it out there, and they came back first. And
Next time, just come here.
well, next time I'll come here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We actually, you came up in one of our promo meetings once because we wanted to do like a competition, like the funniest person in Belleville. And we're like, okay, like, let's do this. We can get Kyle to host it.
I would host that for sure.
I think we should do this. Let's do it. He's
And
in.
I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it.
It's recorded now, so we have to do it. I'm going to tell Cole.
But yeah, no, that was part of the conversation is that there's no comedy in Belleville, but we wanted it to be a thing. And it was talked about once and then never again.
Well,
Except
it's
for right
very
now.
hard to see. I've thought about starting that myself, and it's too much work that I don't want to work on.
Yeah.
It's very hard to create a comedy scene. There were actually some people, or maybe even still be people, who are trying to set that up right now, but it's really hard. You need lots of people, and you need people who can go out on a regular basis. And in Belleville, the people who can actually afford to go out on a regular basis are like close to retirement age, and they're not the people who you want for regular comedy. You need young 20-year-olds going out. So Belleville doesn't have that scene.
I was going to say, I'm like, we can go to Loyalist College, but
We can choose small.
Yeah.
So is there anything upcoming? Anything people should be ready for?
I mean, I would like to do more live performing and live stand-up and sketch comedy. But the thing is, I don't want to put all the work into setting it up myself.
So you need people like us.
Yeah, you guys,
to, like,
if you want to
plan it all,
organize, if
and then
I'm
you
putting
show
this
up.
out there, if anyone wants to organize anything, I will perform for you.
Perfect.
Okay.
So
do you want to come to our live event? You can.
Yes.
Perfect.
And I will
It's
perform
streamed.
for you there.
yeah, we're streaming it.
Zoom.
Deal. Okay.
Deal.
Sounds
He's
good.
in. I'm
in.
holding you to this.
Yeah, I'll do it.
He's
I
our
will do it.
our other special guest.
Perfect.
Also, there's a picture on your YouTube. Is that your child wearing a wig?
Yes. Yes, it is. He loves my content and he loves to try and be a part of it. So
That's really
he
cute.
was that was great. He would say right on every time he put the wig on.
I was like, I don't think this is just you as a child with really curly hair. So that's pretty epic. Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hope your kids go into comedy?
100% no, hell no. I will do whatever I can to steer them clear of that path. And it already looks like one or two of them maybe like they're showing signs of being pretty good at it.
Break them now. Tell them
So
no.
I'll do whatever I can to make them
Crush
not
their dreams.
do
Yeah.
that. My family grew up all pretty artistic. So my brother was a musician who was in an indie band.
Oh, cool.
And my mom was a singer, and she even like 20, 30 years ago, she put on her own solo show in Belleville as an operatic singer.
That's really cool.
But all I've learned about having a family who excels at the arts is don't pursue the arts because
Oh no, there's it's heartbreak and no money.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's fun, though.
It is fun.
That's about it.
I like the idea of it. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
But also, I realized I wanted to ask you what, so you do music,
Yeah.
all your videos are.
So I do, yeah. Like I have comedy music, which I don't necessarily consider real music. Like even though it's the hardest music to do, it's not like real. Like I'm not trying to get people to listen to music and promote the music. But then I do real music.
Oh.
Aside from that.
Is that Pico Cat?
That's Pico Cat. Yeah, that's my
Is there a
alter
Pico
ego.
Cat?
Is there Pico Cat?
Or are you Pico Cat?
I am Pico Cat.
Oh,
okay, I just didn't know if there was an actual cat.
There was a cat. It was my cat when I was a kid. When I was 3-year-old, my cat was Pico.
That's really cute.
Yeah,
That's a good
it was
name.
An orange tabby cat.
And do you perform? Where do you perform as Pico Cat online?
Just online, I make my own music and write and release albums as Pico Cat. I've never performed live as Pico Cat.
Would you?
Because I need a band, so I don't know how.
I can get you a band.
She's your band, one man band.
No, I know people.
Oh, okay.
I know actual musicians.
Right.
I can play the flute. That's about it.
Okay, I'll have to incorporate a flute then into my next song.
Only a flute, though.
Yeah, flute solo.
Like Lizzo style.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll twerk and flute. I can't
And
twerk.
it's coming to Belleville.
I'm super white. I can't twerk.
So I have Pico Cat stuff coming. That's what I'm working on right now.
That's really cool.
Pico Cat music because I haven't done it in a while. But
And that will be on YouTube.
yeah, YouTube and all the streaming
Spotify,
platforms.
Apple.
February 17th is my next
95.5 hits FM.
my next
100.
single is coming out February 17th. So,
Okay.
And I'm working on a
excited.
video for it, so I'm trying to have the video ready for February
Yeah.
17th, but I don't.
How's your wife feeling about filming that?
This is when it's fine because it's all in my house, so she's okay. Although it's still like really hard to get her to help me do things. It's like, can you just stand here for 2 minutes and do this? And she doesn't like doing that.
I feel like you need a tripod.
Yeah.
I have one.
Oh.
It's just better with her.
It's just still easier because I have to like go and press play and then get in front of the camera and then press stop. Where it's easier to just have someone press it for me.
That's fair.
And then I can just do what I'm doing and do all my really funny stuff.
Yeah.
And focus on
she's
that.
just like shaking her head, like, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what marriage is, though.
A lot of shaking your head.
A lot of like, why am I married?
And then
to
I'm
you?
just like, haha, you love me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
good.
marriage. And then when you get kids in there, it's like, why are we doing this and how are we doing this?
Why are they always hungry?
Yeah.
Do you have, what is what
The ages?
ages and like, is it boy, girl,
So,
boy, girl, boy?
Boy, girl, girl.
Oh, okay.
6, almost 6, 4, and almost 2.
Two?
Do your
I've
kids
learned
need
is-
friends?
Kids need friends. Yeah.
I said, do your kids need friends?
Oh,
I have an almost 3-year-old, so I'm like,
yeah.
and he needs to be socialized so badly.
Yes, they need friends because I need to get them out of the house.
Yeah. Well,
So
because I have a pandemic baby. He was born February 2020.
Right.
He's
Yeah, you
fucking
parents,
nuts.
you guys are killing it. Keep it up. Children are
busy.
terrifying.
It's busy. They're the greatest thing in the world and the hardest thing in the world at the same time.
I thought I just have nieces and nephews, and I'm with them for like 12 hours, and I'm like, I'm going to go. I've had enough.
Yeah. So imagine there is no I've had enough.
No, I don't.
When you feel like I've had enough, there's still 24 more hours of it.
I just don't think I can.
And then there's another 24.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't stop.
And then when you're
It doesn't
sick,
stop. And if you're sick and you're bedridden, doesn't matter. You still have to take care
you
of
still
them.
have to do it.
it's
I don't understand how single parents.
no,
do it.
yeah, right there.
You're a single parent.
Sup?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
It's
I am in awe of you.
hard.
she's running
As hell.
on Red Bull today.
Okay, honestly though,
coffee.
okay, so with Lincoln, I have a lot more help because his dad is like present.
That's
But
good.
like with my oldest is 14, and I did a lot of her by myself. I moved to Belleville by myself,
That's
like knowing nobody,
incredible.
and I went to school when she was
She
was
small.
1, and I went to school.
Holy good for you.
But yeah,
Does Loyalist have a daycare?
no. Well, no, they did,
Oh, they
but
did,
I did
okay.
not send her there
Oh, okay.
because I did not trust students with my
That's
baby.
fair.
And I'm sure they were great. They were supervised, but like I just didn't know.
What's the funniest thing your kid has ever said? Kids say weird shit, so
Oh yeah,
I wrote some of them down sometimes because they do say funny.
I write it down too. It's hilarious.
We were in Toronto once going, I think we were going to the aquarium. And so the aquarium is right by the CN Tower.
yeah.
And my son, who was like 3 at the time, goes, "Oh yeah, that's the CN Tower. Yeah, it looks like a penis." And like no one had ever like introduced this idea to him.
Just like, yeah.
He just said like, oh, like it was already in his mind.
Yeah.
Like, I think the CN Tower looks like a penis.
gonna
And then he
look
got
like
in
a
front of it
penis.
and he goes, yeah. He said something
Kids
like,
love
"It looks-"
genitalia. That's
they really
all.
do.
My nieces
Let me
love to
tell
say, "You have a penis," and I'm like, "I don't actually," but thanks.
And they laugh hysterically.
Yeah.
And he said,
I wish I had my phone to take a picture of both of you, just looking at your phone to see what your kids have said.
yeah, some things I write down because it's just.
I'm literally just looking at text messages with my kid right now.
Oh, you're talking about your 14-year-old.
Cooper doesn't want to be in my room.
What's a cat?
Another time we were just going for a walk and he was saying something, some type of random information, and my daughter, who's younger, was going, "Are you talking?" Like trying to get his attention, saying his name. Are you talking to me? Are you saying that to me? And he goes, "No, I'm saying it to all of you, including you." Like just total attitude.
Love it. They're so fun. Like you have like a really good like age group
Yeah, I
right
feel
now
like
because
that's a
they're
good age
hilarious because they
Yeah.
have no filter.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah.
My niece went into like a play date at her friend's house, and she walked in and like, you know, you collect your empties. So she like saw all the empties and she looked at the girl and she's like, "I think your mom has a problem." She's 7. So just like, I don't know why that came up.
Yeah, I told Kate that I loved her to the moon, and she was like, "Well, I love you to the," or she's like, "I love you to the moon," and I was like, "Well, I love you to the sun." She's like, "You'd burn." Thanks.
Oh, I found the CN Tower. So I said, "Oh, there's the CN Tower," and he was 4. He says, "Yeah, it's got balls on it, like 2 testicles."
Where? Like, is
I don't
the
know.
top
So
the 2 testicles?
I didn't get it, and I didn't probe him either. I should have probed him. Like, what do you mean?
Ask some
Like
more
Sky
questions.
But he was
I know,
like,
could be a
he's like, "Oh yeah, there, I
nutsack.
get it."
I get it. Those are
Yeah.
the testicles.
Like 2 testicles.
That's
like, here it
hilarious.
is.
We're gonna end it on that because I just want testicles to be the last
Sure,
word said.
I'm done with that.
Thank
Cut
you.
that out and then put it
the
back in.
testicles. Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
That was amazing. So good.
But actually so good.
It ends with us talking about testicles, which is funny.
I mean,
you haven't heard the episode yet, but
I haven't.
It's his son. It's so good. I had to end it with the testicles. So he's good. I'm hoping he starts because we talk about signs and signage. So I hope he just starts posting more bad signs. And if you know a bad sign you like, send it to us. I want to know what signs you see out there.
Yeah. And I'll send them to Kyle. Or you can send them to Kyle.
No, he hates DMs.
Yeah, but he's already responded to my DM, so I'm already in the right inbox.
Yeah, that's true. He was really good. He put up with us for an hour, which was crazy. At points, we were pausing it. I had to mute the mics for a second. There's a lot of us saying, cut that out. Did I cut any of it out? No. So I beeped something out.
Yeah.
I'm never telling you what it is. Well, I mean the people. I'm never telling the people what it is.
Kyle, you're sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, he is. I don't think he'll remember.
I hope. I mean, I think with context, if he were to listen to it, he'd be like, oh, yeah, this is what she said.
Yeah.
Kyle, don't fuck this up. Circle of trust.
The studio is a circle of trust. Dun, dun. It was great. You can catch him on YouTube.
And Instagram.
And
Twitter.
And he has Pico Cats coming out.
Pico Cat, new music
coming out in February, so stay tuned.
That's exciting.
Yeah. I brought a list with me today of things we need to tell the people.
Okay. What's number one on the list?
Let's see what's happening. Live podcast recording with Bingo.
Love it.
We really want people to buy tickets so that we can prove to our big bad bosses that it can work, us doing live bingo on Zoom. So please pay $25.
Please. And I swear we will make it so worth your money.
It'll be fun. You get 3 bingo cards, a sticker, and a magnet. That's what comes with your ticket.
And you get a live podcast recording
with Kara Reed from the Grange,
which is going to be great.
And she's going to be rolling bingo balls all night.
We need to get a bingo baller.
I know. And then
what's it called? A bingo net? A bingo swirler? A bingo
wheel? I don't know. I literally have no idea.
No, neither do I.
And also we have some great prizes from our past guests. You could win some really cool prizes from Saigon Wellington, and the Beauty Collective, and the main character PEC. So it's worth it. Oh, and we're going to do a prize. So if you buy a ticket, you automatically get put into a draw to win our merch.
Which is another point we should talk about. That was
my next point.
Yes, I love a good tie-in.
Thriving. Okay. Our merch is here. I'm wearing the sweater right now.
I wore the sweater all weekend.
I'm wearing the hoodie.
And then wore it on Monday.
Yeah.
Did I wash it?
No. I don't even think you're supposed to wash sweaters. But
what?
No, you do. Just not every time you wear it, right?
Oh, no.
I have a shirt on.
I don't do that with jeans.
I never wash jeans, really.
No, you're not. Well, you're not supposed to. Unless they're physically dirty, then I'll wash them.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't wash jeans.
Okay, so back to our merch.
Yeah,
so we have hoodies, crew necks,
which are adorable.
Super cute. They're available on our website, babesofquinny.ca, and it'll take you to our Shopify.
I also just want to note that the hoodies themselves are Canadian made.
Yes.
And they are embroidered in Picton by Northern Craft Supply.
Thank you. They were so fun to work with.
And I think that was I just knew that was kind of important, that we knew that we wanted to work with someone local.
Yeah. And we understand the sweaters are a higher price point, but we really wanted them to be Canadian made.
And good quality.
And they're really great quality. And really
the quality,
cozy.
I honestly cannot say enough about the quality of these hoodies. They're not just your standard blank. They're really soft. They're really cozy. Mm-hmm. And they fit a little bit bigger.
Which I like.
Well, because, I'm
used to things fitting small.
That's the thing. Is normally things are when I'm looking for clothing, I always size up, which, probably should say something about what size I actually think I am.
Do you want to talk? Let's unpack that today.
Nope.
Maybe another day.
No, I need to therapy that one out first before I
My friend made me figure that one out. Yeah, no, so I get true to size.
Yeah, it's very true to size.
Yeah.
And they're comfy.
They're comfy.
You won't regret it.
No, you won't.
And you're supporting us. And you're supporting Northern Craft Supply. I mean, we paid them.
We paid them. You're supporting us, and we were and shout out to Victoria who listens, and she works at the hospital, and she bought a sweater, and you have no idea how much joy that brought us. Thank you, Victoria, for your purchase.
Literally made my whole day.
We both delivered it. We went to the door to give it to her. We're like, thank you. We probably looked crazy, but that's
absolutely
fine.
Unhinged. But I got the email, whatever, that she had bought something, and I screamed out loud.
It's just so exciting, you know. Get it for Valentine's Day gift.
Oh my God.
Get it for that babe in your life.
Okay, so how do we tell the boyfriends?
Like Instagram? I don't know.
Ew.
Girlfriends? Tell your SO or anyone, men, I don't care who gets this sweater. Anyone can wear it.
Yeah.
To be fair.
To be fair, the dark gray one.
The dark gray one a man would wear. I think Jimmy from Flossie's is coming to get one.
He is. Coming tomorrow.
So you could be as cool as Jimmy, and I think that's just like a vibe in life.
Jimmy is a vibe.
Go check out Flossie's Belleville. He's making some great content.
He is making some A+ content.
The other thing I wanted to know is that in the Instagram video we made about the bingo, at the end you were like, we're not crazy. And I was like, yes, we are. Like in that context, we're not crazy. Like if you watch the video, but like we're both diagnosed.
Oh yeah,
diagnosed crazy. So
I got a text from my sister. LOL, my work just gave me a raise. How much do you want to guess her raise is per hour?
$2.
39 cents.
Yep.
Yeah, we're definitely paying those in healthcare a living wage. Great.
39 cents. Oh my God.
I'm not going to say where she works, but
yeah, that's
come on, guys.
Not great.
Come on, guys.
Come on. So next week's episode, we have two lovely ladies coming on.
Absolutely a joy.
You'll learn a lot.
And angels on earth.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of my preconceived notions busted.
I feel so naive now. Like after talking, I was like, I'm so naive. I have no idea what's going on.
And it's like, my privilege was really checked.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, I'm just, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and it's not even like, I don't, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't have I think about it as like, I always think about the world. It's just like, I don't have a lot, but then I have chats like we did. And it's like, you know what? Like I have so much and I'm so grateful and blessed that I have the supports that I do. Mm-hmm. And yeah, this episode is, it's a serious topic, but I think we had fun without context of knowing who the guest is.
Should we just tell them?
Yeah, maybe.
It's Ashley and Emma from the Grace Inn shelter in Belleville.
Yes. And we asked them the tough questions.
We asked them the tough questions and we had fun. So get excited for that.
They are angels.
And then
it's a great episode.
Also, just back to Kyle. Thank you for putting up with us. Thank you for being your funny self. And
we need to do a stand-up night.
Yeah.
How do we get people to...
Hey, if you're a stand-up comedian, let us know.
This is going to be Katie's stand-up debut.
It's a dream to do stand-up, but...
And get Kyle to coach you.
Scared. Yeah, maybe.
Does he do that?
I don't know.
Right, I mean, he teaches the class. Can you take the class?
I think I'd have to go to Durham, and I don't know if I'm committed to... I'm really over being in school, so...
That's fair.
I think...
Kyle, do you have an online course?
Could you make an online course? That'd be great.
We just want to be funny.
Check our show notes. There's going to be a lot of links going on down there. Mm-hmm. Thank you to our sponsor, Family Dental Center.
We love you. Speaking of, they called me yesterday.
You have a filling.
I have an Invisalign.
And why do I keep thinking it's a filling when it's Invisalign?
Because I do have a filling.
Oh, okay. So it's both.
I have a filling and I have
your
Invisalign with Yaz.
Nice.
And they're like, you want to see Dr. Yasmin, right? I was like, yeah, I do. And I mean, they're all great, but like, she's my girl.
Yeah. We have like a rapport. She was on the pod.
Yeah.
This has been lovely.
It's been so
Thanks
great.
for listening. You all rock. Keep listening. Please buy our merch. Please come to our live. Your support, you make us very happy out there.
Yeah. I just feel really lucky that people are embracing this and our
chaos.
podcast. And, you know, then we have like people sponsoring us and like working with us, like advertising wise, like the fact that people are like legitimately putting like their hard work money into like what we're doing
so weird.
Is like, so like I'm just like I'm speechless.
I have to keep reminding myself because I'm very self-deprecating, so I'm like, it's not that great.
Well, yeah, well, that's the problem. I'm just kind of like, oh hey, like, do I deserve it? It's like that. What is it? What does RuPaul call it?
It's your saboteur.
The saboteur.
We have saboteurs.
Yeah,
but we don't need that.
No, we don't need that shit in our lives.
We need to.
It's like, no, we're doing good
happiness. Shit. Yes, we are doing good shit.
I think we're doing good shit too.
People like it. And we're going to keep fun things happening.
I keep saying I hope so, but it's like, no,
happening.
It's like, no, people are liking it.
People are liking it.
And if they don't like it, then fuck them. They can start their own podcast.
Yes.
And on that note.
Bye.
Bye.